can now hold me. I acknowledge everyone, we just now homies. And I go for everyone, that is how I'm going. One deep, nothing sweet, ain't no Zach Cody. What?
I mean, you know the rules of the game.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you just chose me. Alright guys, we're back. This is episode 4. Let's talk Mo about it with MO Boombox. I got 2 of my homies here.
Giovanni Destin, event curator and entrepreneur.
Rawls.
I like that. He said my name says it all. Alright, bet. We back, guys. I know it's been a while. But nah, this is gonna be a dope episode. You know, we're gonna be talking about a lot of cool stuff, inspirational stuff, just, things that people want to hear about, nightlife, entertainment scene. Y'all know how it is. We always talk about, you always have dope guests, who have a lot of stuff going on. So today it's going to be, a really great episode. Me and Gio go way back, We've always worked together on a couple other stuff. Yeah. And he got his homie here who's, been doing a lot of stuff in the industry as well, works with a lot of artists. So, let's start off with kind of like talking about like, y'all backgrounds, Gio? I'll start off with you, like, where you're from, and how you kind of started, promoting. So if y'all don't know Gio, he has like one of the hottest parties in the city. He always works with the top clubs, and with his partner, they be bringing a lot of artists in the city in DC. So just kind of talk about how you started and where you're from and stuff like that.
Right. So I'm originally from New York City. Spent
Okay.
a lot of time in Philly as well. Got to meet some great people there.
What part of New York?
I'm from Queens, New York,
Okay.
but I lived out in Omaha, Long Island as well.
Okay.
So which is about 15 minutes away from Queens.
That's dope. That's
So
dope.
right
with New
outside.
York.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe always.
Always, yeah.
So then, interestingly enough, decided to join the military.
Okay.
Did
I
that.
saw that. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, I did that for 8 years.
What made you want to join the military?
Honestly, it was because I was off of a whim. I just said, you know what? I'm going to go into the joint tomorrow. I was, 19, worked at Walmart. I didn't really have that motion that I needed. You feel me?
Okay.
So I came from real humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
I always lived like right outside of the hood. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason. So I had a lot of friends that were in the hood, and I also had a lot of friends that were in the suburbs.
So you had that balance. So you
I had a
understand
great
both.
balance.
Okay, yeah.
You feel me? But I also understood what I didn't want to do and what I did want to do.
Facts. That's very important.
Exactly. So, just learning through life, me losing friends at a young age to the violence or whatever other means, me having family members that made me want to, go forward. And then I just wanted to do something different. So I went in with a different mentality. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just go ahead, join the military, and see what happens for me. Did that, decided to go to the hardest branch, which is the Marine Corps.
I was about to ask you what branch. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marines. Okay, that's no joke.
Yeah, and I went Marine Corps Infantry because I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? So
How's
I
your
wanted
family
to,
feel about that, though?
They hated it.
Oh, they want you to go.
Hell no, man. They weren't about that. I come from a Haitian household.
Okay.
So it's all Caribbean. So we have certain things that are instilled in us in terms of how we act, how we move. And a lot of my friends were from different, cultures, backgrounds. It was just dope growing up in New York. It's that melting pot.
That's why I like New York. New York has like so much diversity. It kind of gets you hip to all the different type of cultures. So like you coming from New York kind of keeps you grounded in terms of like understanding where people come from. So that's dope though.
Yeah.
And then so how'd you like start? So how'd you come to DC then? Like from New York and like you said where else you were grew up in as well?
So New York, Philly, and then when I joined the military, I went to North Carolina. I was living out there, so I spent a little time in the South.
So how'd you end up in DC?
So DC, so every 4 years, I signed a contract for 4 years, and then I redid it again. I did another one. So that was an 8-year commitment time. So I did 8 years, and that second time I had to move, so I chose this area.
Okay.
Came here, and actually I went to the park at 14th.
Shout out to
the park. You know what I'm saying? I went to Mark Barnes too. I went to the park at 14.
When was this?
This was 2019.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right before COVID.
2018, 2019.
Yeah, it's like right before COVID, right?
Right before COVID.
Yeah.
So I was working security in 2018
Oh, okay.
for park. Dope opportunity.
You know Bird?
Of course, man. He's the man.
Shout out to Bird.
Shout out to Bird. He's actually the first person that taught me how to work security over there. So introduced me to everybody. One of my good guys, my brothers. But Pierre gave me the opportunity, hired me as security, and then I worked my way up from there. You know what I'm saying? Mark gave me the opportunity to throw my first party. He was like, first he was like, yo, bring 25 people next Thursday.
Nah, he's smart.
So I went, I used to hoop at this Exports in Alexandria. Shout out to Exports too.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I used to hoop over there. Brought all the niggas that I hoop with over there. And then all the people from work, you know what I'm saying? For the Marine Corps. Boom. Had 35 people. Because they brought girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
It was a vibe. And then from there, shit just grew. I got my opportunity. I just kept working. Working.
And the thing about it too is like, Park is not it's not one of those places that, you know, most people start off with. Because Park is like, it's already like a notable place. Mark has been in the game for a while. Shout out to Mark over at Park. You know, he's been doing stuff like since Love and all of them back in the day. So starting off with that kind of like, I would say kind of gave you a little bit of boost as well too. Because that's a good person to kind of like
build
start
off
your career. Exactly.
And learn from.
Yeah, he knows a lot of people. And he's not only like in the what's the club industry, he's also like, he has other affiliations and connections as well too. So
correct.
That's kind of like, it was kind of like luck, and also of course because you know the fact that you went out there and still got those people, you know, that's another thing what people don't understand. Like being a promoter is not only just being popular and stuff, it's also understanding how to, you know, connect with people and bring people to something like that they will like. You know, it's marketing pretty much. So that's dope. So Vaughn, how about you? You know what I'm saying? Where you from, and how you kind of started in this industry, and then also after that, how you and Gio meet?
I'm from I was born in Baltimore, but all my family and everything from Baltimore. But I was raised in PG. I graduated from Eastern High School in DC. So I basically got like the best of both worlds, and I started my networking early. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, yeah, you've been like that. You've been around like the DMV as well too, so that's so it gave you insight.
Couple little background with me is, man, I started like I first hopped out there fast, like in the fast lane, and it was like a jump start, and that was when I linked up with Wale when he first signed with BOA actually, and then from there I went to MMG.
That's dope.
So I've been around in the early days, the Nike boot days for real. You know?
That was OG days.
Yeah, so a lot of the promoters now, they either own clubs now or they just not in the game no more. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists that I know, you know what I'm saying, they either big now or they just not in the game no more. You know what I'm saying? So I seen a lot come and go. You know what I mean? I never was a promoter, but I always had like a following, so where as though like they support whatever I do. You know what I mean?
So what would you label yourself if someone asked you, like, you know, your career?
So that's funny, dog, because I don't know, bro.
And Gio, I would ask you the same question. So both of you guys, how would you guys label yourselves? Because like for me, like I hate when people call me promoters, to be honest. And there's nothing against being a promoter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would say I'm a curator. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, nothing against being a promoter. It's just that's like my preference. But
yeah, absolutely. I think that there's a lot of complexities that's involved in what I do and what he does. You know what I'm saying? It's also strategy, it's critical thinking, it's decision making, it's management. It's, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of operational stuff.
It's a lot of operational that they don't see, that people don't see. Commitment, time, money that goes into it. If anything, the simple term for us would be entrepreneurs, right? Because we're finding ways to make money than to disperse it amongst staff. You know what I'm saying? If he gave you the number of how much he invested into his operations and businesses, a lot of people would be sick. They would be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Just to do one party on a Friday for me, it takes about $1,500 in raw expenses before you start. Right? So you got to think about that on a monthly budget. That's $6,000.
People don't really know like the behind the scenes of like what, because they think it's pretty easy, like post flyer.
Right.
Just book an artist, just email someone. Nah, it's not like there's a lot of logistics and all that. So, speaking of that, so kind of like start describe each of y'all process when it comes to y'all organizing events.
Right.
And what is y'all? Okay, so like Gio, I know you're mainly when it comes to just bringing a team together and promoting it. I know Vaughn, you come like you know what Gio was telling me the background of booking the artists and booking the talent. So both y'all can y'all pretty much describe that process for y'all, like you know organizing that event and then you know you booking the talent. So, you know what goes behind that.
Yeah, so with organizing an event, the first thing that you want to do is have a venue, right? You want to understand exactly where you're going to be doing whatever you would like to do. Then you want to start running the numbers behind it to make sure that you either, at worst, break even or you profit on whatever your investment is going to be. So how many people are you expecting?
Wait, one question, because you hit something right there. So like, there's one thing that I would say some people in the industry always question is like, why would you just want to break even? But there's a reason to break even. So to ask you a question, like, why do you care sometimes some parts just to break even?
Right, because it's all about the experience at the end of the day, right? You want somebody to come through and have the best experience that they ever have. That's one thing about both him and I, right? That we're very similar on. Our name carries a lot of weight within the city simply because we do exactly what we say we're gonna do. You feel me? People know that if you come to one of my events, you're gonna have a great time. If he meets an artist or deals with a celebrity, they know that they're gonna have a great time. So that's why his relationships run deep. That's why my relationships with people run deep. You get what I'm saying? It's just about the experience that's created.
And that's one thing, like, you know, you hit right there, too. It is about the experience, doing events is like people, you might not make money that first 2-3 events, but once people get that loyalty and they know that you're going to bring that vibe, they're going to always come through.
It's gonna, I like to say, does what it needs to do.
Exactly. All right, so when it comes to booking the artist, like, how would you say your process is on? Because I kind of, like, I was telling you, I just was working at, I was Republic, and I was helping to book artists and stuff, and that was my first time doing that, like, consistently with a venue. That shit's a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Going back and forth between owners and the booking agents and trying to go through a bunch of loopholes. So, kind of, like, discuss the process from your end and how you do it.
I actually learned how to do that while actually being on the road. And when I say on the road, it means like on a tour. I did like maybe 7 tours, and all of them was I did like 7 tours. 5 of them was with Wale. The other 2 was with Moneybag. And I first started touring like 2013, 12 or some shit like that.
What was your role?
And when I first got on the road, I ain't had one.
Okay.
Like, that's basically like how it be, man. When you be on the road, everybody be thinking that shit be all sweet, man, because you on a tour bus and all this shit, different cities and all that, man. But that shit really be work. That shit be like survival of the fittest type shit, man, because you gotta figure that shit out. Like, for instance, when I first hopped on the road, I didn't understand that, like, bro, like, you really by yourself out there, you mean? You got everybody with you, but you by yourself. So basically what I mean is, like, I didn't even know, like, there's no way you can pack for that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, clothes-wise, like, shit like that. There's no way you could physically pack for that shit.
Because you don't know when you're going to start.
It's like, there's no way. And then, just eating, making sure you get up on time to eat, because if you don't get up on time to eat, you won't eat, bro. You won't have to wait. Then just, so like, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I gotta figure out how to make money, because, at this time, I had my daughter at home. She was a baby. So at this point, I gotta figure out how to make some money if I'm gonna be out here. You know what I'm saying? So, Wale was just like, man, whatever you come up with, let's try and figure something out. So, like, what I did was I just started shadowing the label's booking manager. You know what I'm saying? I just started
I was about to say, how many
following his ass.
How many people did the label have, and how many people did the Wale bring?
So, Wale had 1, and then the label had 1. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the label gets the last say so. Mm-hmm. But if you and at that time, Wale was at the top of his shit. You feel me? So they really was like everything was literally on him. Like, he could tell the label do this, do that, they gonna do it. So a lot of people don't be understanding that neither. Like, the reason why a lot of people be like, man, I don't want to get no deal because they going to shelf me and all this other shit is because you're not hot, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you get hot and you got the numbers up, bro, like, you really do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? The label going to be behind you.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, I just shadowed the label road manager, bro. I figured out how he was networking, and I made sure I was still in all his contacts, bro. Because my plan was, like, I know on the next tour, I'm going to be in his position. You know what I'm saying? And I know Wale was going to back me, you know what I'm saying, because it's my man. You know what I'm saying? I just had to get my shit together.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Nah, cause you hit something too. Cause you said you stole what his road manager was doing. Actually, I saw a video of Nipsey Hussle talking about I steal advice. So like when you're out there, sometimes you gotta take what you see. You know what I'm saying? Cause honestly, those corporate jobs, that's what they do to us. Like you bring an idea or something to them, they'll take that shit and then they'll be like, that's our idea. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I know, and especially in the entertainment industry, it's kind of like a dog eat dog world. So you were very resourceful on that tour, and I see that you kind of just like kind of saw what the label was doing and brought that, and that's probably why Wale decided to bring you, because he saw how he wanted to have the resourceful people around you, and that's what you should have as an artist or a brand. But that's pretty dope. Yeah. So speaking of that, so what would y'all say was y'all favorite venue that y'all work with, or I would say the best event y'all both organized or kind of like was behind? You know what I'm saying?
My most favorite event of this year?
No, just in general, like what venue was the best that you guys like, and it could be like not only in DC, like anywhere that you work with, just all operational, owner, the event, how everything went, like it was smooth. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, I can't do that. I can't just name one, because I'll say this. I think that there's several venues that deserve, a shout out for their structure, how they work, because I've done so many different venues. I've had great events at.
All right, let's do a top 5.
Multiple. Top 5.
Yeah.
In no order.
No order.
All right.
And obviously, no disrespect to any venue don't name. Just it's your experience. So top 5.
For sure. All right, my top 5. I want to say definitely my Halloween party at Citizens.
Okay.
I did Citizen Culture, right up in Silver Spring, Maryland. Did a Halloween party with Ricky Platinum.
Shout out to Ricky Platinum. Ricky Platinum.
That's my favorite DJ.
Bro.
Yeah, one of them.
Ricky Platinum got like a secret like crowd that no one in DMV be like tapped into except for him. I'm telling you right now, his parties are crazy and no one be hip. Bro, no, it's not that no one be hip. It's just no one like gives him the credit that he needs. Like he be killing it. Yeah,
bro, ask any
Caribbean.
No. Forget the whole Caribbean thing. That man is a talented DJ.
I know. I seen his videos. I've never seen him in person though.
Bruh, he's him. I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him his flowers.
Shout out to Ricky Platinum.
Bro. Yeah. He's one of the best DJs that I've seen. Along with several others. You got Showtime, DJ Showtime, C Styles.
I was gonna get into your top 5 DJs too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Flo,
DJ Flo. You know what I'm saying? DJ Flo's killing it right now.
Killing it right now. I've been actually trying to get Flo on some events, and it's been so hard because he's always booked.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Come on,
Shout
man.
out to Flo.
Yeah, man. So there's a lot of DJs that's really killing the game, and a bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? OGs like Quicksilver. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Killing the game. So. Camo, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, Camo's nice. Yeah, he did the Bryson Tiller event that I was a part of.
Yeah, see, all these guys know what they're doing. Been doing it for years. So.
But venue-wise, get back to that. Because you did a DJ. So you did Citizens. That was one.
Citizens, Privilege. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. You gotta do the home team, of course.
Bro, that Saturday party be rocking. I'm sorry. You know
I mean, I was telling him earlier that Privilege. I'll say whatever. I think Privilege is about to be like the next one up above Rose Bar. You know how I don't know, Rose Bar still got it. No disrespect to Rose Bar, because I know y'all gonna see it.
I don't got
no disrespect to Rose Bar, but everyone has to get. The crown is not always. It has to move on. But anyway, I definitely think Privilege is probably next up when it comes to like that top club in terms of like even artist appearance and stuff. And I know you even said like you yourself don't focus on that, but I've seen some big artists bring over there. Even like my homie Fez. Shout out to Fez. I saw he brought Rod Wave and them out.
And AG.
And AG, of course. Shout out to AG. AG's a legend. Yeah. But I was gonna actually talk to you about notable promoters that you would give your flowers to too. But back to the venues. Privilege.
Yeah. So Privilege. Rose Bar. I gotta put them in there.
Yeah, of course.
Abigail St. Eve's.
Okay.
Those are my guys. Let me see.
You can do some honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Alice on you.
Shout out to John.
Yeah, man. John, Yaya, all those guys. Lost Society.
That's
Always a vibe. My BK family.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. There's a bunch of venues.
I mean, DC is a lot at this point. Like,
I love Sax.
Oh yeah. Oh man. You know what my favorite nights are? Like, I haven't been there in a while, but Sax Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Just because the way they like their marketing behind Sax Wednesdays, it's like a different experience. Like, it doesn't even feel like you're in DC when you go there on Sax Wednesdays. But it's a vibe out there too. But shout out to all those venues, of course.
For sure. Oh, Barcode too, man.
Oh yeah.
Big love to Taz, man.
Fact.
Taz and D.
I know Food will be always inviting me out there, so shout out to Barcode too.
Yeah.
It's a nice setup too. But yeah, DC does have a lot of venues. Some people say DC is saturated, but it's just, it has everything for everyone's vibe, in my opinion. But how about you, Vaughn? What would you say your top 5 venues are? Or just to name some venues you like working with, or like you had events at.
See, with me it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do business on that end when it comes to the venues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's more on the booking side.
Yeah, so it's more so relationships that I have with the venue owners. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas though some people will look at it, on the promoter side, they'll look at it as how many seats or bar tab minimum or whatever it is. Like, I'm more on the artist side. You know what I mean? Like, if you got the money, we coming.
I got a better tailored question then. If you had to pick 3 venues, you have some notable artists that you're about to go on tour with. What are 3 venues you would book immediately off the top of your head? And you got 3 artists in the pipeline that you're about to book, and these are like major artists.
So that'll go down to my favorite cities, the city I want to be in. And I definitely fuck with my man Larry Monroe in New Orleans. I definitely fuck with Camp in Houston.
I like Houston. I'm be there in March. Shout out to Houston.
Of course I gotta, fuck with home, man, just 'cause it's home. So like, Rose Bar, Abigail. Shit, bro. It'd be different, man. Like even it's this spot in Denver, bro, that's fucking lit. And then I got a nice little plug out Arizona, out Scottsdale.
I heard Arizona's like coming up when it comes to entertainment as well too.
Yeah. Scottsdale's lit, man. That's my city's like my top five is Houston, Denver, Boston.
Boston?
Hell yeah. Man,
I'm skeptical on Boston, but I like
Boston be lit.
Boston lit, bro.
I got a guy out there named Corey that going hard out there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's his Instagram? You can shout him out.
Man, I'm gonna get that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's number 5?
Tampa.
I heard about Tampa too. Tampa's like a low key
Better
too.
spot.
Yeah. That's dope.
So like it really be different for me, bro. Like it's like soon as we go on tour, like if it's CMG or if it was Wale, you know what I'm saying? Like soon as the flyers go up, you know what I mean? My promoter homeboys or my club owner, you know what I'm saying, with the relationship that I got, bro, it's like, they hit me immediately. They just know we business and we straight up because I've been dealing with them for years. So what I did was I learned that, relationships are worth more than anything. You know what I'm saying? It's worth more than money, more than gold and all that. Like I will trade out the relationship for the money anytime. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the same time, like, my relationships is the ones that give me the money. You know what I'm saying? So like, what I did was I learned to keep in touch with people. You know what I'm saying? I learned to, every time I go to the city, because you got to keep in mind me being on tour, we hitting the same cities year and year, you feel me? So every time we touch down, like I could literally go anywhere in the country right now, bro, and I will have a ride from the airport, I will have a home to go to, and I will be at all the hottest spots in that city off of one person. You know what I'm saying? I have like a personal guide, tour guide around whatever city I go to just because of the relationships I established. So that's like when people come to my city. So now when people come to the DMV, they tap in with me first. So that goes to ask you, give you an answer to your question, like, how do I book artists and get all this stuff? Like, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, people come to my city off the humble, like, bro, we coming to the DMV, man. I'm chilling with you, man. But my whole thing is I know everybody like money. You know what I'm saying? And I got the relationships also within my city to get the money. You know what I'm saying? So, say you coming in town, like for instance, my man Desi Banks, like the comedian Desi Banks.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite comedians. I like his new podcast that he got out too.
Yeah,
Like
that's my brother, bro. That's my brother. That's like family for real. You know what I mean? So I met Desi like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So like
he was just doing like what, chilling in Atlanta or something?
Nah, like what's so crazy is my man Lethal Shooter. You know Lethal Shooter?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, my man Lethal Shooter linked me with Desi Banks. So like this was the year that 5 years ago was the year that I launched my black truck service. You know what I'm saying? So I got a black truck service, and at first it was just in the DMV. I started with 2 Suburbans. You know what I mean? So as I'm launching that shit, promoting and shit like that, Lethal Shooter's like, hey man, Desi coming in town, about to link you with him. And like I said, the relationships were more than gold, you feel me? So we've been locked in ever since. So Desi just had a show. We sold out the Howard Theater 2 times in one day past weekend.
Yeah, I was about to go to one of those shows.
Yeah, so he
He
hit me like a week before, a month before then, and basically telling me the schedule because my little brother is actually on the road with Desi. So like, Desi probably talk like every week, you know what I'm saying? But me and my little brother talk every day, so I really be knowing like exactly what be going on, you know what I mean? So basically he sent me the joint a month ago, so I knew he was coming in town. So what I did was I started hitting my promoter friends, bro. Booked the after party at Abigail, through my man Tony, you know what I'm saying? You know Wayne and Tony.
Yeah, of course.
So Tony, first I ain't gonna lie, man, I was going back and forth with a meet up at Rosebud and Tony, man. But I was gonna give it to Tony anyway, but I was just trying to see who was gonna give me
Nah, of course, you gotta negotiate. Yeah, you gotta negotiate. You know what? I got a label for you. You're a connector. That's what you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you do is like, and that's something like, I kind of like do with my platform is trying to connect people to the right places. That's what you are. People come in the city, and there's a lot of there's connectors in every city. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are actually the ones that are behind the scenes that work, that make sure the promoters, the artist managers. You guys are like that middle person between them, and that's why you work well with Gio, because Gio's that guy you go to when you need an event. He'll promote it there, or whoever else you have as well too. But you're like the guys that don't really get that spotlight most of the time.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? So
and I don't really be wanting that shit, bro. Like for real, if you was gonna put a label on it, bro, just like, man, I'm a nigga that just make shit happen, bro.
But the thing about it is,
I push it together.
But y'all need the spotlight.
Call the plays.
Y'all need the spotlight because y'all need to give insight to other people who might want to be in your shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because there are those people that are with those artists or that have that friend that's in the scene, but they don't want to really be in the scene, but they have the asset to help that person, but they don't know what, you know what I'm saying? So that's where you come and utilize your skills and kind of like see where you can fill in. And that's what you did, when you were on the road with Wale and stuff. You're like, all right, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? So that's something that it's not always. That's one thing too, because I didn't like being in front of like the camera too. I hate being in front of the camera, but I learned that sometimes that some of us there are behind the scenes we need to give inspiration to other people who don't know what they want to do. So it's not only about yourself; it's also about what you want to give to others as well too. So that's what I kind of had learned, because I really don't like the camera shit too. I stay behind the scenes, and that's why I hang out sometimes in the nightlife. I have friends that like to be the outgoing one, because then they can just be out there and then I just be chilling. But sometimes people need insight. So and that's dope though. That you started that way and you kind of utilize your skills to help someone else as well too. That goes into my next question. How do you think? Because it's not really discussed too much, but the club being a factor when it comes to the music industry. So this is our last